Good morning, everybody. Is this thing on? Let's see. All right. Good morning, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. It's 8:32, and I know everybody's got other places to be, other committee meetings, and we got rules at 9. So we'll go ahead and get started. There's a sign up sheet up here. If you want to speak on the bill, go ahead and sign it. Let's see. All right, we just got one bill, and that's House Bill 349. Representative Williams, is it LC 365711S?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Show's yours. Oh.
Ready? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring before you substitute to House Bill 349 LC 365711S. And we have certainly vetted it quite a bit. And basically, we're just correcting conflicting statements, updating the code, and adding mobile barber shops. Now, there is one correction I'd like to make in the mobile shop bill, and that's just to remove the word trailer. Let's see.
Page 28.
20, is it 28 or 29?
I don't know.
29. The word trailer is found somewhere in here.
Let's see. It's on page 28 on line 701.
7.
Is that you have the same?
No, I've got page. So I think that's what. I got a different page number. Just remove the word trailer.
Okay.
Because the vast majority of folk are going to use self-contained mobile homes, but the same requirements will require if it does not outlaw trailers. But if you want to, I don't want to say trailer because I think vast majority is going to be mobile.
Almost like the food trucks.
Right.
Type deal.
Like the food truck.
Okay.
No change in requirements.
And Sean Marie, do we need to add anything, or can we just strike through the trailer part? Do we need to add any mobile vehicle?
Well, 40-2-20 is talking about
Oh, sorry.
Registration of either the motor vehicle or the of a trailer. And so are you wanting it to be within the boundaries of the county in which a business license is issued, or in which something that's tied to that actual shop? I think that's the question.
Well,
But this anticipates that it would be off the tag.
right. And I think even though it's off the tag, if you go over to the next county, you can get a business license in the food truck industry.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's sort of the same principle with this, isn't it?
Well, this, I think, was actually intended to say, like, if you register your truck that's going to be pulling the trailer, or in this case, it was an actual trailer, anticipating that it would have some type of, because it was mobile, that it would have some type of tag associated with it, but you could only use it in the county in which that tag is.
Okay. So what if
registered in Fulton County, you could only use it in Fulton County.
all right, what if we change it to, if we just strike the trailer and put barbershop mobile unit?
Yeah, barbershop mobile unit.
So would they, whatever that unit is, does that have to get a motor vehicle?
It would have to have.
Yeah. So you're talking about like a food truck?
It's like an RV. It'd have to have a tag.
Yeah, it'd have to have a tag still.
Have to have a tag on it.
Give me a second just to look at the law.
Go ahead. 22.
I just, what is the reason you're trying to take trailer off? What?
That way, if you got a truck, ain't nobody can say that. Well, you
might not have a trailer.
Think about a food truck.
Okay.
It's a self-contained.
It's self-contained.
Right. So if you got a trailer on there, then somebody all of a sudden now everybody says, well, you can't have a truck.
Yeah,
can
you
only
can have a
trailer
truck 'cause it
that's
says
stated
trailer.
in the law.
And
Mhm.
you, but any county you go in or city, you have to have a business license to operate those.
Right.
Yeah, well, they'll have to comply with all the laws, but in a mobile unit that's self-contained, everything that's required will be in it. Because I've never, most food trucks are self-contained. You know, it's very tough to move a vehicle around that has a trailer. So you want to use a mobile because you have everything there, everything self-contained is in there, all of your health requirements and everything already there. And you have a lot of trailers, unless you have it custom made, that won't have some of the things that we're requiring.
Yeah, we can do that. All right, while we're doing that, let's see, we got some people signed up to speak. Let's go ahead and get to that part. Okay. Miss Kay Kendrick.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Good. Thank y'all for letting me have an opportunity to speak again, Mr. Chairman and committee members. I am Kay Kendrick. I'm the chairman of the Cosmetology and Barber Board, but more importantly that I'm a 46-year veteran of cosmetology, and I've spent 60 hours plus a week standing behind my chair, and I know this industry from top to bottom. I was one of the ones that was opposed to mobile barbershops for years and years and years. But I realized that we have to go with what's going on within today's society. And we already have a lot of mobile facilities out here operating, and they're operating unlicensed and illegal. Once we license these, we can govern them to make it consumer safe. We can also protect the ones that we can catch the ones that are operating illegally, get them legal, and let them understand what the laws require for them to protect the consumers of this state. We can't have people just running around the state doing hair without any kind of governing, any kind of oversight. There's too many dangers of contagious diseases being spread, too much danger of injuries. So in order to be able to govern a facility, we need to make it legal. So I support this bill, and I hope that, with all respect to the committee, that you will take into consideration what I've said and pass this bill. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I do think also doing this, that those that are legal will police those that might be out there.
That is absolutely true.
Exactly.
Having legal mobile barbershops will cut down on what you just said, is having illegals that have been out there that you can't do anything about.
I agree. I think that is 100% true.
Yes.
This size,
Uh-huh.
is there any requirements like I have CDL license? Are they fire trucks?
Uh-huh.
There's lumber trucks. I have CDL. Is anything the gross weight of these vehicles will require them to have to get any type of special license?
No, as far as I've researched, no, there isn't, because I can literally buy, not the type unit that we're talking about, but I can literally buy an RV that's almost as long as a semi, and I don't need a special license. Yeah, there are none. Yeah.
You have any questions? Thank you.
All right, next, Kay Cantrell.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman and committee members. I just walked in. I apologize for my tardiness. I just want to be sure, are we speaking of HB 349?
354.
354?
Three 49. We're on 349.
Okay, 349. I
Yep.
haven't seen it.
354 has actually been
That's-
taken off.
Okay. So 349, as it stands that we've read, I have not seen the amended information, but just to give a background, I have been in the beauty industry over 20 plus years. Started with makeup and skincare. I'm a licensed master cosmetologist, a business owner of multiple storefronts, as well as hairstylist and film, and a concerned citizen. And with this bill that you all have written now, it will create more complexity for our industry in creating more licensing. We are speaking of 349, correct?
Yeah, where's more licensing? Because we're not adding anything.
We're not adding any licensing.
Okay,
We're not. We're just cleaned up the language on the current law because it was over the years, things have been changed. And so all this is just a rewrite to get it all back in order where things have been moved around. So the hours have changed are the same.
okay.
Nothing's changed as far as it is currently in law. On that end, is that right?
Okay,
What,
There were some changes. There
Okay.
was 3 additional licenses added, is what she's referring to.
oh,
Okay.
okay, yes, yeah, okay,
So-
the additional license, yes.
okay, thank
So,
you.
Okay,
So we are not in favor of adding complexity to the licensing structure that we currently have. Although we are not in favor of deregulating, we also are not in favor of the licensing. We have over 1,200 signatures from master cosmetologists and concerned citizens that are in our communities that are also concerned about the complexity of the licensing, the sanitation, procedures that are not just in this bill, but SB 359 as well. 354, excuse me, as well. So we ask that you do reconsider the bill and the subcommittee also bring some additional educated and experienced cosmetologists and barbers that are within the industry
Mhm.
to assist with amending this bill.
okay. Which one? 104? 134. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Kendrick, you want to speak to the 3 licenses that we've added in this? Because I was under the impression that we was not adding any new stuff but the barber.
I apologize for not speaking up earlier when we asked about the mobile barbers. The purpose in adding the extra licenses to this was because the industry, there are a lot of discussion out in the whole United States about the fact that we have as many hours as we do that it requires to become a cosmetologist or an esthetician. And there are some people who don't want to do anything but makeup, some who don't want to do anything but wash and style hair, and some who don't want to do anything but hair removal. And so because of the cry to deregulate those parts of our industry, we decided, because of the hours, we decided it was beneficial to us to have a lower number of hours, still maintaining the sanitation education, the business management education, and the consumer safety education for those 3 modalities. There has been a cry for that for years. We have had people asking us for about 10 years to establish a hair removal license, and the hair removal license that we're adding will allow them to do everything except for lasering, which is a medical grade service. So, we discussed the fact that women of lower income have a harder time going to school and being able to get into the industry. They can't afford to stay away from their homes to do the 1,500 hours. So the cry was to have a lower number of hours. They could either apprentice, they could either go to school. It's less expensive for them, and they can be into the work industry. When you talk about deregulating the blow drying part of our industry and the makeup part of our industry, you're putting consumers at danger by not having any regulatory governing of that, nor any education, sanitation, or even business skills, because most businesses are going to fail without some form of business education to get them started off. So that was the reason we added these 3. It's not to take away anything from the rest of the industry. Those that want to go to full cosmetology, they have that choice. Those that want to go to a full aesthetics, they have that choice. But for someone who doesn't want to do anything but hair removal, makeup, or wash and blow dry and style hair, we feel like this is a move to the future to put more people to work at a lesser income and give more people an opportunity to strive and build a business. So that was the purpose in them.
Okay, and what was the 3 new license again?
One of them was a hair design, hairstyling license that's a non-chemical. They can wash, blow, dry, cut, and style hair. The other one is hair removal. It's all phases of hair removal from waxing to tweezing, with the exception of lasering, which is medical. And the other is makeup and eyelash extension application.
And on the makeup thing, there's an exception for special events, production of film, television, musical, entertainment, all that stuff, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now then,
May I speak to that?
yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Kay.
I mean, you both.
So we definitely respect and we understand the Board of Cosmetology's stance. And we also understand that they are also consumer focused. And as Ms. Kay just testified, the medical grade of a service should not have less hours. We should be increasing hours for more education. There should not be a lesson of hours with something that is medical grade. You will not ask your doctor to not be licensed and to take less hours if they are in a specialty. So just because there are specialty services does not mean that that person is not utilizing science and anatomy when it comes to curling, blow drying, using thermodynamic when it comes to hair. So I think it's being minute and diminished to just twirling a curling iron to someone's hair. And that's not just what we're talking about. You can burn out someone's hair
So,
if you use the wrong temperature.
so hang
So-
on. Let me get back on the same page that you're on.
Mhm.
So you're wanting more hours to the training?
We are not in agreement with the bill as it stands with
But-
lessening the hours for licensing and creating more licenses for barbers and cosmetologists.
So,
As you said, there's a medical grade situation when it comes to hair removal. So if we are utilizing anything that's medical grade, I don't understand the purpose of making hours less than what they are when we are only at 1,500 hours currently.
okay. All right. Thank you. We ain't gonna, listen, we ain't gonna, this thing, let me tell y'all, timeout. We're gonna be like real rushed and now like 15 other people's came wanting to speak. So what we're gonna have to do is, because we've only got this till 9 o'clock, so we're gonna have to like kind of step it up. So if you're for or against, if somebody kind of says the same thing, then we want to hear all your concerns, but we just kind of got to speed it up a little bit. So we can't go back and forth and debate and that kind of stuff. That'll be in full committee. And that's kind of what this program's for. We hear your concerns, then we go to the full committee where everybody's in here, and believe it or not, 20 minds is better than 1 or 2. So we just kind of get the bill and kind of work the kinks out, just like this little part right here. We'll go to full committee, and that's where you can really throw down if you want to. What we got? Okay, got a person on Zoom now. All right. Miss Megan Forbes, are you on Zoom with us? Where are we at?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
All right, go right ahead.
Good morning. My name is Megan Forbes, and I'm an attorney at the Institute for Justice. We're a nonprofit law firm that works to protect civil liberties, including economic liberty. And we thank the committee for considering ways to modernize the state's cosmetology licensing laws and to reduce barriers to work in the beauty industry. But we do have a few concerns about a couple of the provisions in this bill. Research shows that some of the greatest licensing burdens are in the beauty industry. And it also shows that cosmetology school is time consuming, it's costly, and it causes many students to take on significant student loan debt that they struggle to pay back. Georgia's required hours for cosmetology and barbering training far exceed the hours of training the state requires for many other occupations, including occupations that have a direct link to health and safety, such as EMTs, for example. In Georgia, EMTs receive 1/10 of the training that cosmetologists and barbers receive in the state, just 150 hours. Many states are recognizing these disparities now and working to make the system fairer for beauty professionals. And we're seeing them do this in two ways. They're exempting safe and common beauty services from licensure, like makeup application and blow dry styling. And they're reducing the total number of hours required for a cosmetology license, with the maximum being 1,000 hours. We support reducing licensing requirements and training hours, but we think any reduction should be consistent with best practices that we're seeing in other states. And these are proven practices that are working in other states. We're specifically concerned about the 2 new specialty licenses that this bill creates to license makeup application and blow dry styling, 2 services that a number of states now safely exempt from licensure. 13 states safely exempt makeup application from licensure, and 6 states safely exempt blow dry styling from licensure. There's no evidence of harm in any states that exempt them. The bill is also taking the wrong approach by expanding arbitrary licensing exemptions for makeup rather than just fully exempting them. Under the bill, makeup is exempt in most of the scenarios where it's performed. In fact, if you simply take a photo of your client after you perform the service, then you are exempt. But the safety of the service does not turn on the reason it's being performed or whether a photograph is taken after the service is performed. If makeup's safe enough to be exempt for photography or for special events, then the state should simply cut this red tape and exempt makeup application completely. It's also concerning that the bill upholds and expands these arbitrary exemptions when the Georgia Supreme Court has specifically said that the state has to have a good reason for licensing occupations, and it's hard to find a good reason here in these circumstances. So the last concern that we want to mention is that the hours requirement for training are too long compared to other states. The bill continues to require 10 times the training of EMTs for a full cosmetology or barbering license. The master cosmetology and master barbering licenses should be 1,000-hour licenses, which is consistent with industry research showing that 1,000 hours is the maximum amount of time needed to train artists. The esthetician's license is also set at 1,000 hours, the highest requirement we've seen nationwide. By comparison, Florida requires 220 hours for estheticians, and South Carolina requires 450 hours. Why keep students in school longer than proven necessary? To wrap things,
I'm sorry. I know you get paid by the hour and you're an attorney, but we don't have that long right now. I mean, you could stay on here and still run the clock if you want to, but we got other people that need to speak.
I totally understand, Mr. Chair. It's just about to wrap up, but we just wanted to touch on these points because we think they're important. There are a lot of things in this bill and it's moving very quickly. And we wanted to make sure that the committee fully understands how this bill is not reducing barriers to licensing in the beauty industry and is in fact raising them. So we thank everybody for their time. And if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Right. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, just for the attorney, this bill is moving very quickly. Part of it, mobile barbering, is 12 years old. That ain't quick.
We fully support the mobile barbering. Yes, it's all these specialty licenses that are being created without, it didn't seem like some of them were even, people weren't even aware of them today. So we just want to make sure that the committee is fully aware. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Kevin Anthony, no one just try to do it in like 2 minutes if you can.
Yes, thank you for having me here. My name is Kevin Anthony White. I am a licensed master barber and cosmetologist. I also am a salon owner and I work in the industry from the education side. I am a board certified hair colorist. And I work with an apprenticeship organization called a Shari apprenticeship that has been licensed in all 50 states. Well, I don't know about Georgia, but I'm very well versed on training. This is what I do, and I've done this for manufacturers as well. And I've created my own educational formats for training, and I do it not only in the United States but worldwide. I just came from Brazil doing the same thing. Who doesn't require any licensing down there? So I think I bring a unique perspective to this. But the main thing I want to say, because I don't want to say what everybody else has said, and I'm conscious of the time, is that it is disturbing to me that people that haven't put time, the 34 years that I have been licensed in Georgia, legally licensed and paid my taxes and owned a salon. It is offensive to me that people come to my industry to try to regulate my industry without my voice, without me being at the forefront. When you start thinking about it and start creating, come and get a person like me. So by the time it gets to you, because you're asking for information so that you can best determine whether to vote on this bill. So I would think that, because of the position that you're in, you would want all the expert subject matters to come and speak. And before these things come up, y'all are saying that these bills are coming back quickly. Well, my grandfather said, measure twice and cut once. So let me be part of the measuring. Let us be part of the measuring. I'm against this bill for multiple reasons. And like you said, we're not here to debate all that right now, but I just say, consider us, consider me. And when we're trying to write these bills, because there is a lot of layering that's offensive to us. Thank you.
Make your list and bring it to full committee on what you got. Okay. The Diamond Cherry.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So my name is Diamond Cherry. I am a makeup artist here in Atlanta. It's nice meeting with you guys again. So as you know from the last time I spoke with you all, I am a makeup artist who opposes HB 349 the way it is currently written. The bill is passed, would impose unnecessary training requirements and financial burdens on makeup artists like myself, limiting our ability to practice our art to earn a living. I just want to go ahead and stand. I'm not against the fact of licensing being a requirement for cosmetologists when it comes to the hair industry, because I think it's definitely necessary. There's a lot of well-seasoned hairstylists that still make rookie mistakes. And I think that they should, have correlations in regards to that. But as makeup artists, I do believe for someone who did go to school for art at Georgia State, and I could not afford my livelihood, and I ended up having not to have a place to stay. Makeup artistry is literally the safest thing that got me to a point of actually being able to survive in the state of Georgia. I believe the fact that when it comes to makeup artistry, I love that everybody tries to say that we're using chemicals that are within our industry, but it's not necessarily that. This is not permanent makeup. Permanent makeup, yes, please go to school, get licensed, get the training that's necessary. When it comes to makeup, I literally can buy these products from retail consumers without having to have a license. You can literally do it yourself. There's a lot of women in this industry and a lot of women in its entirety around the world that do makeup on themselves, right? So I don't understand how is it that you allow this special events. What is special events? It's very undefined. It's not even really detailed. You allow blow dry stylists and some hairstylists and makeup artists to be in the film industry to help productions get what they need without the exemption of licensure. But in order for me to survive in this world in Atlanta, Georgia, myself, I have to go through 1,500 credit hours of licensure for cosmetology, 1,100 credit hours for an esthetician license, and I'm only getting a month or 2 months worth of makeup. I'm not even learning SFX. I'm not even learning how to do certain techniques when it comes to makeup, and I'm not even necessarily getting the business aspects of it. For somebody who is self-sufficient and who had to do all the research themselves, I literally had to go through the research to actually learn how to create my own business plan. Not a lot of individuals have that type of drive. I do. I'm not knocking the people who do want to go to school to actually learn that, to put that in their forefront. All I'm saying is it's just very unnecessary to have to go to school for makeup artistry for 1,500 credit hours when I literally gain my experience with people on an everyday basis and getting hired on from people on an everyday basis because they cannot do it themselves. I'm not literally using any chemicals. I'm not using anything but a paintbrush to actually apply and enhance the natural features of individuals in this lifetime. I don't even require barbicide, so I don't have to go through a barbicide licensing in order to actually apply these products or to provide the skills that I have. Literally, the skills that I'm providing is something that I gained over the point of time, and it is a skill set. This is a niche. This is a niche-based occupation. Niche basically meaning as in you literally have a passion behind what you do. You took the time to do your own necessary research or to get the exposure to actually perform these skill sets. And that's all I wanted to pass. I just am against
You don't have many people mess with you, do you?
I'm sorry?
You don't have many people mess with you, do you? Let me ask you this question. Because you were in here the other day and you was talking about this. What's your client base? If you just real quick, kind of sum it up.
Sure.
Because you don't work in the movie industry part.
I don't.
So tell me about your client base.
Okay, my client base are a lot of everyday women. Basically, I have women who are either individuals that want prom. So I get 18-year-olds. I get college students that want to get graduation photos. I get individuals who are probably going on a date night, weddings, consulting, things like that. I get individuals who are in Halloween and the industry where we have what is it called, Dragon Con come in, conventions like that. So they want their makeup done just to be a part of the conventions that we have. I also get it really ranges from 18 all the way to 75.
They come to your shop.
My
Correct.
shop?
Yeah, they come to your shop, or do you go to them?
So basically, I travel to individuals if they decide to want my travel services. I do also have a space where I do rent out there, and I have I pay for my exposure to do my skill set there. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have a little bad anxiety. My apologies. But yes, and I'm based in Roswell, Sandy Springs.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And
problem.
there's a part of that I'm going to take in consideration that you talked about on yours. All right. Angela Mackey.
Hi, I'm Angela Mackey. I'm the proud owner of Angel Hair and Beauty Studios, and I am against HB 349 as it is written. This bill, though claiming to modernize regulations, would actually create unnecessary barriers. And I'm going to share a story with you all. I want Jalen to just speak a little bit to it on how this would change her career.
Okay.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Jalen McDowell. And I work in a salon here in Atlanta with Angela underneath her salon. And I'm an apprentice and I work underneath her. And I am here today to oppose the HB 349 as it currently exists and express my support for reforms that would allow me to perform blow drying styling. I am proud of how skilled I am. I've been doing hair since I was a young child, but with not being able to go to school to get a cosmetology license because of life events or not being able to afford it, and also becoming a single mom, I've never been able to actually go to school for it. But I've always had this skill. It's a gift and I'm very, very good at it. And I've always been trained and encouraged by Angela. And she's always taught me underneath her salon and with her skills. There are so many people already that do hair outside of their homes illegally. And I'm just here trying to do it legally. I've spoken to so many different women and men that have the skill and that are very good at it, but aren't able to go to college for or can't afford it, but they want to do it the correct way and they don't want to do it illegally. And I'm one of those people where I want to be able to blow dry and style and to be able to learn, but also make a profit for me and my son, because I can't go to school and try to make a living. I can't do both.
But you're getting your hours through apprenticeship, right?
Yes, sir.
So this, not to cut you short or anything, but under this bill, would it not, by the time she got her hours to be a cosmetologist, she would be able to do all this same stuff?
So what she desires to do is just to have a career in blow drying and styling. It's very profitable, and that's what we're speaking on today. So she won't have to just continue to submit the hours. She could just have a career in blow dry and styling and basically help in the salon by blow drying and styling my clients. It's assisting. And I'm a licensed master cosmetologist and I have a salon license as well.
Okay.
I just wanted to state that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank y'all. Okay. Got all our speakers. Man. All right, so we're gonna make one change on line 701. We are going to change. And I encourage y'all to come back to full committee because we're gonna move this bill to full committee, and that's kind of where we'll start working on some stuff.
And then
Okay.
as applicable.
Or, no, you want me to say that word? Or vehicle. Okay, so we're gonna do on line 701. After the word, we're gonna actually leave the word trailer, but after that, it's gonna be a comma. Oh,
Or
nope.
vehicle, comma, as applicable. So the trailer or vehicle.
Yeah.
Comma, as applicable, comma.
Trailer or vehicle as applicable, .com.
Comma before and after.
Do you want to do that? Oh, you could be. All right. You might be easier to do it. Let you do it. All right. So trailer, then what?
Or vehicle.
Or vehicle,
Comma.
comma,
applicable,
as applicable, .com. What, or-
comma before as applicable, comma after as applicable.
Oh, okay. Before applicable and after applicable. Okay. All right. And then everything else is gonna stay the same. Okay. So now here's where we're at. So we're gonna vote on the bill. Right, the amended part. Or do we?
Get a motion on the bill and then you can make a motion on the amendment after.
Okay. So got a motion on the bill.
At proper time, I'd like to make a motion.
All right, now it's proper time.
Make a motion that, HB, 349, be passed out of subcommittee to committee, full committee.
All right. And I guess I'll second it. And so that's, all right, so the bill passes. Now we're gonna go to the amendment. And as I said on line 701, gonna leave in the word trailer or vehicle, comma, as applicable, comma. Who's registered, persuade that. All right. So we got a motion.
I'll make a motion that we, as amended, with the language that's provided, that we amend, 349.
Okay. So we got a motion and second on the amendment for LC 365711S, and the bill passes on to full committee as amended. All right. Okay. All right. Thank y'all all for coming this morning. And trust me, we hear you and we're working. Thank y'all. And meeting is adjourned. Okay.